Hey, so before this video starts, I just want to give a quick shout out to K97 and Kyle Nisbet for recommending an idea to me. So this idea is to link my pie in the description below and kind of explain why I bought each company. So I'll most likely be explaining why I bought each company in my pie in a future episode or just a one-off video on my channel here. But I will definitely share a link to my pie if you guys want to see it in the description below starting right now. So you could click the link in the description at the top of the description and you could see everything in my pie on M1 Finance. So thank you guys for the suggestion, and if you guys have any more, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Hey, what is going on, guys? So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do dividend research if you're thinking about adding a company to your portfolio solely for the dividend yield or the just dividend in general. So this is just how to do some good research on whether or not you should buy the stock, if it has a reliable dividend or not. So I'll be going over all of that today. So I'm going to start off on M1 Finance here. So I'm going to start off kind of at a tool where, what you want is you want to be able to see all your dividend information from one tool, but usually that doesn't happen. Usually you would have to go to another website, which I will be showing you as well, but I will show you what M1 Finance does have, which I actually find really useful. So if we go here to research, and then I typed in KO just for Coca-Cola because we're going to be using them as an example because they are historically one of the best dividend payers of any blue chip. So if we go to the 5-year graph here, we could see these little D kind of icons right here. This is all the dividends that have been paid out in the past 5 years. So we could see kind of the consistency. If you really want to see how consistent they've been over the past 5 years, you can go to a chart like this. Now, this isn't very, very reliable because the past 5 years have been really good for the stock market in general. So, obviously they're going to be pretty consistent here. But I will also show you guys a method on how to find kind of more long-term consistency of dividend stocks. So if we go right here, we could see, November 25th, 2014 dividend, March 11th, 2015. So what you want to look for if you're just basing it off this is just roughly every 3 months you want a payout. So you could see November, March. It doesn't have to be 3 months on the dot. You're not looking for February 25th, but you can look for kind of roughly 3 months because most dividend stocks or most stocks in general just pay their dividends quarterly, which means every 3 months. So there is an exception to this with some REITs, some real estate investment trusts that pay monthly, which is pretty nice, but most stocks are not like this. Some of them are, but most of them aren't. So you want to look for generally every 3 months and kind of adjust accordingly depending on what company you're looking at. So as you guys can see, Coca-Cola has been pretty consistent paying their dividends. So this is a pretty good tool for seeing how consistent they've been in the past 5 years. But what if you want to see how consistent that they've been over their entire life cycle? So this is a website right here and it's called Dividend.com, completely free, 100% free. And obviously they didn't pay me to say this because this is too small of a channel to be sponsored. But we could see here, Dividend.com, my favorite website for doing research on dividend stocks. So I just typed in Coca-Cola up here and it came up with this. So you could see some dividend data right here, which is incredibly useful, honestly, because a lot of brokerages, like I used Robinhood for a long time and they didn't really give you much information about dividends. They actually give you less than M1 Finance. They didn't give you that little graph. But here we can see the current dividend yield, which most brokerages have. The annualized payout, which most brokerages don't have. You can see whether or not it's paid quarterly. So if you want to look at some monthly stocks, you can see if they're paid monthly on Dividend.com. And then you can see the payout ratio. And this is, in my opinion, the most important thing that you're looking for when you're researching a dividend stock. A dividend stock is how reliable that they've been paying out their dividend. So Coca-Cola is a 77.3%, which is honestly incredibly good for how long that they've been, basically a company. And you can see that the dividend growth is 56 years. Since 1963, they've been paying a dividend. And since 1963, they have had a 77.3% kind of reliability for that dividend, which is pretty good for such an older company. Some newer companies will probably have higher payout ratios, or some companies that just started paying dividends will have higher payout ratios, but usually those will get lower and they'll just get trashed if they're not good through the past like 40 years or so. But these two are really what you want to look at if you're doing research on dividend.com. So what I generally look for is if the company is kind of an older one like this one is, I'd look for a payout ratio of like about 65 or above %. And, if it's a kind of a newer company, I'd probably look for like 85, 90 or higher. And then if it's kind of like in the middle, I just look for kind of somewhere in between, sort of between 70s, 60s, 80s. That's what I would look for if you're looking for a reliable stock to put in your portfolio, because dividends can be incredibly game-changing for your portfolio, because during a down period, if you have a reliable company that will go above and beyond to pay their dividend, it might not be so bad because you'll be getting some of those dividends and you'll be kind of making up for some of your lost money. But another great thing about dividends is that they grow and they get better over time. So this is the usual case. So usually the percentages will get higher and also the stock price generally goes higher. So with that, if the stock price of let's see what the Coca-Cola share price is right now, $54.31. So we could see here that the annualized payout is $1.60. But as the share price goes up, that annualized payout will also go up, which is just really good for a long term. If you have Coca-Cola, you will be making money from that growth and from the dividend. So this is just why dividend stocks are just really, really great. So anyways, guys, I'm kind of getting off track, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys took something of use out of it, please hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the little notification bell to get notified of when I upload. Don't forget to follow my Instagram in the description. Don't forget to, if you're checking out M1 Finance or interested in joining the platform, don't forget to check out my referral link below. You will get $10 when you join, and so will I. So just pretty cool right there. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next one.